I settled for you and I regret it, she said during a fight. I left that night without a word. 3 months later, she called. Her new upgrade cheated on her with someone younger. She wanted to talk. I said, sounds like he settled too. Good luck. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey Reddit, I've been lurking here for a while, reading stories that hit a little too close to home, but now it's my turn to share. This all went down a few months ago, and honestly, typing it out feels like closing a chapter one never wanted to read in the first place. I'm a 34-year-old software engineer, the kind of guy who's always played it straight, reliable, committed, maybe a bit too focused on the long game. Her name's Emily, and we were together for 5 years. We met at a mutual friend's barbecue, hit it off over bad jokes and shared playlists, and before I knew it, we were building a life together in our cozy apartment in the city. From the start, I was all in. I'm not the flashy type, but I showed up for her in ways that mattered. Flashback to about 2 years in. She was going through a rough patch at work, her marketing job stressing her out to the point of breakdowns. I'd stay up late helping her tweak her resume, even turned down a promotion at my company because it would have meant relocating and she wasn't ready to move. We're a team, I told her then, and I meant it. I cooked dinners when she worked late, planned weekend getaways to recharge her, and when her dad got sick last year, I drove her to the hospital every other day, holding her hand through the waiting room silence. It wasn't glamorous, but it was real. I saved up for a down payment on a house, talked about kids someday, the whole future mapped out in my head. But looking back, the cracks were there early, and I ignored them because I thought that's what love does, overlooks the small stuff. Emily had this habit of comparing me to others, subtly at first. We'd be at a party, and she'd laugh a little too hard at some guy's story, then later say something like, "See, that's what I mean about being spontaneous. You're always so planned out." It stung, but I'd brush it off, tell myself she was just venting. Then came the social media stuff. She started posting these cryptic stories, quotes about deserving more, or photos from nights out with coworkers where she looked a bit too cozy with this one guy, Jake. He was her colleague, the charismatic type who traveled for work and always had some adventure to brag about. I'd see the likes pile up, including from him, and when I'd mention it casually, she'd roll her eyes. "You're being paranoid, Alex. It's just work friends." The emotional abandonment crept in slowly. She'd come home late, phone glued to her hand, texting away while we ate dinner in silence. Our conversations turned into monologues, hers about how exciting her projects were, mine dismissed as tech talk. I felt like a backup plan, the safe bet she kept around while eyeing something shinier. There was this one night, maybe 6 months before the end, when we were supposed to have a date night. I'd booked her favorite Italian spot, got flowers. She canceled last minute for a team-building event that turned out to be drinks with Jake and the crew. I sat alone on the couch, staring at the TV, wondering when I'd become the guy she settled for. But I didn't confront her then. I internalized it, thought maybe if I tried harder, planned better, she'd see what we had. Things escalated in the fights. They weren't blowouts at first, just these passive-aggressive jabs. "Why can't you be more like Jake? He's always pushing boundaries," she'd say during an argument about our routine. I'd sacrificed a lot. Friends' trips skipped because she wanted me home, hobbies shelved to make time for us. Yet, she made me feel like I was the one lacking. I remember one flashback vividly, her birthday last year. I surprised her with a weekend trip to the mountains, complete with hiking and a cabin. She smiled, but later complained it wasn't exotic enough. That hurt, but I swallowed it, thinking loyalty meant enduring. Reddit, I was the definition of committed, pouring everything into us, while she chipped away at my confidence, making me question if I was enough. The unfairness built up like a storm. She'd manipulate situations to her advantage, twist a disagreement, so I ended up apologizing for her bad mood. Friends noticed. One even pulled me aside at a gathering and said, "Dude, she treats you like an option." But I defended her, loyal to a fault. Looking back, I see how undeserved it all was. I wasn't perfect, but I was there, every day, building something real. She was the one emotionally checking out, posting those disrespectful hints online, comparing me publicly in subtle ways that our circle started whispering about. It felt like betrayal in slow motion, and I was too committed to see it clearly. Then came the night everything shattered. We'd been arguing more frequently, mostly about dumb stuff like who forgot to buy groceries, but it always circled back to her dissatisfaction. That evening, I got home from a long day at work, exhausted but trying to keep things light. She was already in a mood, scrolling through her phone on the couch. I walked in, dropped my bag by the door, and tried to kiss her hello. She pulled away slightly, her eyes not leaving the screen. "Hey, what's up?" I asked, sensing the tension. She set her phone down with a sigh, like I was interrupting something important. "We need to talk, Alex." Those words always hit like a warning bell, but I sat down anyway, keeping my voice steady. "Okay, shoot. What's on your mind?" She crossed her arms, leaning back as if appraising me. "I've been thinking a lot lately. About us. About where we're at." I nodded, trying to stay calm. "Yeah? Me too. Things have felt off. Maybe we could plan a trip or something. Shake it up." She laughed, but it wasn't kind. A sharp, dismissive sound that made my stomach drop. "A trip? That's your solution? God, Alex, that's so you. Always the safe, boring fix." I felt the heat rise in my chest, but I kept it together. "Boring? Emily, I'm trying here. What do you want from me?" Her eyes narrowed, and she leaned forward, her voice rising. "What I want to feel alive, Alex. Not stuck in this rut. You know, I settled for you, and I regret it every damn day." The words landed like a slap. Settled for me? After everything? I stared at her, the room feeling smaller. "What are you talking about?" "Settled." She didn't back down. If anything, she got smugger, like she'd been waiting to unload this. "Come on, don't act surprised. You're nice, sure. Stable. But Jake? He gets me. He's ambitious, exciting, takes risks. We've been talking, and it's like, finally, someone who matches my energy. You're just holding me back with your predictable life. I deserve better than this." I could hear my heartbeat in my ears, the betrayal twisting like a knife. Jake, the guy from work, the one in all those posts. It clicked then, the late nights, the flirty comments. But her logic? Twisted as hell. "So you've been cheating? Emotionally, at least? And now you're blaming me for not being enough." She shrugged, actually shrugged, like it was no big deal. "It's not cheating if I haven't slept with him yet. But yeah, we've connected. And honestly, Alex, you should thank me for staying this long. I could have left sooner, but I felt sorry for you. You think this is what I dreamed of? A guy who's content with mediocrity? Jake's going places, promotions, travel. What have you done lately besides clock in and out?" Her words were cruel, calculated to hurt, and they did. Flashbacks hit me. All those sacrifices, the promotion I skipped, the nights I supported her. But she sat there, smug and disrespectful, justifying it like I was the problem. "Emily, we built this together. I've been there for you through everything, your job stress, your family. And this is how you see me? A settlement." She rolled her eyes, waving a hand dismissively. "Built what? A boring routine? Yeah, you were there, but it was suffocating. I need more. Jake challenges me, makes me feel wanted. You're just comfortable, and I'm done regretting it." I sat there for a moment, the silence heavy. No begging, no outburst. I wouldn't give her that. Inside, it burned, the confusion and pain swirling. But clarity cut through. This wasn't love. "If that's how you feel," I said quietly, standing up, "then go. Be with Jake. Find your excitement." She looked surprised, like she expected me to fight. "That's it. You're not even going to try." I shook my head, grabbing my keys from the counter. "No. I'm done too." I packed a bag in the bedroom. Essentials, nothing more, while she watched from the doorway, arms crossed, still smug. "You'll regret this, Alex. You won't find anyone better." I didn't respond, just shouldered the bag, walked past her, and out the door into the cool night air. The door clicked shut behind me, and I drove to a friend's place without looking back. No texts, no calls, just silence. That was my exit, calm, dignified, final. That first night away was a blur. I crashed on my buddy Mark's couch, staring at the ceiling fan spinning in the dark, replaying her words like a bad loop. "Settled for you. Regret it." It echoed, mixing with the confusion. How had I missed the signs? The late texts, the distant hugs, the way she'd light up talking about work but zone out when I shared my day. I felt vulnerable, raw, like I'd poured years into a sinking ship. Flashback to one of our better times. Our third anniversary, when I surprised her with tickets to a concert she'd mentioned once. She hugged me tight then, whispered, "You're the best." Now, that memory twisted into something painful, proof of how one-sided it had become. But I didn't call her, didn't text. No emotional outburst, no begging for closure. I blocked her number temporarily, just to breathe, and focused on the basics. Found a short-term rental the next day, a small studio downtown with a view of the park. Work became my anchor. I dove into projects I'd put off, finally pursuing that certification I'd delayed for her sake. Mornings, I'd hit the gym, the weights away to channel the hurt into something productive. Evenings, I'd walk alone, letting the silence settle. It was unfair, yeah, the way she discarded me like yesterday's news after I'd been her rock. But in that quiet, I started seeing it differently. Maybe I'd been settling too, ignoring the red flags for the comfort of routine. Clarity crept in. I deserved better than being someone's regret. Friends checked in, shocked when I told them the basics without drama. "Dude, she did what?" Mark said, but I kept it composed. "It's done. Moving on. No bad-mouthing, just detachment." That space let the confusion fade, replaced by a quiet resolve. I wasn't broken, I was free. 3 months passed like that, slow at first, then faster as I rebuilt. I got the promotion I'd turned down before, the one with better hours and a bump in pay. Moved into a nicer apartment, started hiking on weekends, even went on a couple casual dates that reminded me life didn't end with her. I unblocked her eventually, but the phone stayed silent on her end. No apologies, no outreach. Fine by me. I'd stopped thinking about her daily. My internal voice shifted from "why me?" to "what now?" I felt lighter, more myself. Then, the grapevine started buzzing. Mutual friends texted first, casual at the start. "Hey, heard about Emily and Jake." Wild. I didn't pry, but pieces trickled in. Turns out, she'd moved in with him almost immediately after I left. Posted about it online, all smiles and captions like, "finally upgrading." Our circle saw it, whispered about how smug she'd been, dismissing me as the ex who couldn't keep up. But karma doesn't wait for invitations. It hit her hard, and from what I gathered, it was textbook poetic justice. Jake, the exciting one, turned out to be a serial player. Friends said he'd been seeing someone younger on the side, an intern from his office, barely out of college. Emily found out the hard way, walked in on them one night after a late shift. He didn't even apologize, just shrugged it off with some twisted logic about needing variety. Sound familiar? She confronted him, but he flipped it, called her clingy, said she'd been a rebound from his last fling. Dumped her on the spot, changed the locks while she was at work. She ended up crashing with a friend, her stuff in boxes. The unraveling accelerated from there. Work suffered. She'd been distracted by the drama, missed deadlines, and got let go from her marketing gig. No severance. Turns out Jake had pulled strings to get her promoted initially, but now he was bad-mouthing her around the office. Finances tanked. She'd blown through savings on trips with him, assuming it was forever. Mutual friends pulled away once the full story spread. I'd never trash-talked her, but the truth leaked. Her emotional cheating, the cruel breakup. "We had no idea she treated you like that," one texted me, apologizing for taking her side at first. Her posts turned desperate. Vague cries for help like "life lessons hurt" or "starting over is hard." Isolation set in. Even her family, who I'd always gotten along with, seemed distant in the rumors. I didn't gloat. Didn't need to. Hearing it all secondhand felt like closure without the mess. She'd built her castle on sand, and the tide came in. Meanwhile, I was thriving. New routines, new confidence. The irony? She'd called me predictable, but her upgrade was the real dead end. Karma handled the rest, leaving her broke, alone, and facing the mirror of her own choices. The attempt started small, about a week after the rumors hit me. First, a text. "Alex, can we talk? I miss what we had." I read it, felt nothing but a distant echo of the old hurt, and deleted it. No response. Then calls, voicemails at first, her voice shaky but still laced with that entitlement. I ignored them, focusing on my new rhythm. Work promotions leading to travel, a hiking group where I met people who actually valued stability. But she escalated, as if my silence was a challenge. The first real contact was a call I accidentally answered, thinking it was a work number. It was her, about a month into her downfall. "Alex? Oh God, finally." Listen, I was wrong. So wrong. Jake, he cheated on me with some younger girl from his office. Walked in on them. It was humiliating. He's a jerk, total mistake. I stayed silent for a beat, leaning against my kitchen counter. No sympathy stirred. She'd earned this. She pushed on, her tone shifting to pleading hypocrisy. I see now what I had with you. Stability, love. I threw it away for excitement that wasn't real. Can we meet? Fix this. I need you. Her words mirrored her old justifications, but desperate now. Emily, I said calmly, I'm not interested. That ship's sailed. But Alex, after everything, you owe it to us to at least talk. I regret it all. Settling was my fear talking. Please. Owe it. The hypocrisy burned, but I kept it firm. No. Goodbye. I hung up, blocked the number again. Power reversal hit me then. She'd been the one dismissing. Now she begged. It didn't stop. Friends got roped in. Mutual ones who'd apologized to me earlier. Texts like, hey man, Emily's rough. Give her a chance. I replied politely. Not my problem. Then her family, toxic as ever. Her mom called from an unknown number, voice sharp and unpleasant. Alex, how dare you ignore her? She's family to you still. Man up and forgive. Everyone makes mistakes. I cut her off mid-rant. Respectfully, no? Don't call again. Her brother texted next, aggressive. You're being a dick. She needs help, and you're ghosting? Weak. Unpleasant. Pushy, like they expected me to fold. It showed her true colors, surrounding herself with enablers. The peak was at a mutual friend's birthday party, 2 months post-karma. I showed up confident, chatting with the group, when she appeared, disheveled, eyes red, clearly not invited but crashing anyway. The room tensed. Friends exchanged glances. She cornered me by the drinks. Alex, please. Look at me. I'm a mess. Job gone. Alone in a crappy rental. Jake left me broke. This is what you wanted. Her voice rose. Angry now. True colors flashing. You think you're better? Walking away like I meant nothing? After I gave you years. Hypocrisy peaked. She'd done exactly that to me. I stayed composed, sipping my drink. Emily, this isn't the place. We're done. She grabbed my arm, desperate, turning furious. How can you be so cold? I need you back. Begging now, happy. Friends intervened, pulling her away as she ranted. He's heartless. I just nodded to the host and left early, her scene exposing her more than anything. After that, the barrage intensified, texts from burners, voicemails pleading then raging. Fine, ignore me. You'll end up alone too. Family piled on with guilt trips, but I forwarded them to spam. Her desperation peaked, but I remained detached, her chaos irrelevant to my peace. The final nail came via another call, 3 months to the day since I walked out. I just returned from a weekend hike, unpacked, when the phone rang. Her number, somehow unblocked in the shuffle. I answered, curious more than anything, ready to end it. Alex? Thank God. I need to talk. Jake's gone for good. Cheated with someone younger, said I was too much drama. Settled for me, I guess. Ironic, right? But I get it now. We can start over. I've changed. Her voice cracked, desperate, but the hypocrisy shone through, like her pain erased mine. I paused, then delivered it calm and firm, mirroring her logic with a touch of irony. Sounds like he settled too. Good luck finding your next upgrade. She gasped. What? Alex, don't, please. I'm sorry. Alone, broke. Your stability, I miss it. We were good together. No care for her well-being stirred. She was irrelevant, a closed book. Emily, I've built a life without you. Thriving, new job, new adventures. You're not part of it anymore. Don't call again. But I hung up, blocked for good. No anger, just finality. She was powerless. Her attempt to joke compared to my growth. Reflecting now, it's complete. I was loyal, undeservedly betrayed, but I walked with dignity. Karma hit. She unraveled, begged desperately. I mirrored her words, showed indifference, and moved on. Life's better, free, evolved. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.